Okay, so let's start. So this is a week number 4, right? As I just said that campus is open starting from I think next week officially. But I don't want to meet immediately because still I think this this Omicron, right? The virus is still, I'm a little bit worried, but I think in 2 weeks or maybe 3 weeks from now, I think the things will get much better. So I'm thinking about at least we'll meet twice, and then especially when you have a midterm exam, I'm planning to have a midterm exam in class. So like that's gonna be Monday, right? And you know that this is hybrid class, so Wednesday is usually we don't have to meet in class. Monday, I think we'll just meet maybe a couple of times. That's my plan at least, but at least we're gonna meet when we have a midterm exam, right? I think we'll have a midterm exam in 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. We'll see. I'll make the announcement 1 week before the midterm, okay? So I'll make the announcement for sure. And please check the final exam date on the syllabus. Okay, having said that, this week, we have a Zybook homework assignment 3.2. You know what? I changed the label. I usually say chapter 3-2, but a lot of people, some people, they're a little bit confused. So I changed the label. From now on, I'll say homework HW. Okay, so if you look at the HW 3-2, right, you see that I changed the label starting from this week to avoid any confusion. So when I say that people think that it's section 3.1, so I changed this label to homework 3-2. Okay, so now it's due by next Monday 2:30 p.m. But I think actually it's I make it midnight. So basically I gave you a couple of more hours, just leeway. But at least in this weekly task list it's 2:30, but actually it's midnight. But anyway, 2:30 p.m. This, if you look at this section, homework 3-2, it has 4 sections and then 3 labs, right? It's a lot of work, especially the 3.2, the list basic, it's extremely important, right? So make sure that you spend enough time. But as you can see, you don't have to do everything. It's 3.2, and then you can skip 3.3, 3.4, and then you do 3.5, and then skip 6.6, skip 6.7, and then do 3.8, and then skip 3.9 and do 3.10, okay? So as I can say, there are a few sections that you can skip, right? Oops, this has to be changed. Now is homework, okay? You can save some time by skipping the sections not listed in the assignment. Oops, it's just my habit. Okay. But it's a lot of work. Please start early. I think you can finish today, right? By the way, my announcement is going to be very short, right? But if you just stay after this class is over, right? If you just start this homework assignment, I think you can finish most of the sections at least, right? Don't procrastinate, because I remember I told you, right? This class is about coding, and then I talk about the snowball effect, right? If you procrastinate, it's going to affect your next homework assignment, etc. Right? I already talked about the snowball effect. Okay, so don't procrastinate. Okay, so that's it. 4 sections and 3 labs. And then make sure that you spend enough time on the section 3.2. The section 3.2 is a list basic, right? And then that's very important section, the list basic. So make sure that you spend extra time. And then hold on, I need to show my YouTube link. Where is my YouTube link? Okay, hold on. learn Python. Okay. Okay, so if you look at my YouTube link, right? 3.2 has part 1 and part 2, right? Because it's so important, I split my video into two parts, part 1 and part 2, right? So that's why I said you have to watch my 2 lecture video, part 1 and part 2, right? You see that? And then, so yes, 3.2 is very important, right? It's very important, so you make sure you watch 2 of my video lectures, both part 1 and part 2. Don't skip. Okay, so make sure that you watch these 2 video tutorials on the section 3.2. So it's going to be a lot of midterm problems, from the section 3.2. And then another thing is 3.13 lab. So if you look at the Zai book, you know the 3.13 lab, phone number breakdown, right? This is very good lab. So I want you to spend extra time doing this lab, 3.13. And I said that, allocate enough time to complete the lab. Please review my lecture video. It's about 48 minutes long. So if you look at the 3.18, right? Is this what was this? 3.13, right? Okay. So if you look at the 3.13 lab, phone number breakdown, right? How many minutes? My video lecture, like 48 minutes, right? So I put everything. So make sure that you watch this lecture video when you have a problem. Phone number breakdown. And by the way, I want you to, especially for the lab, okay? If you can, don't watch video lecture and try to finish the lab on your own without watching my lecture video, okay? Let's say you spend a couple of hours and you cannot still complete the lab, then you can watch my lecture video, right? That's the best way. I told you already, right? I think I told you this on the first day. Last quarter I have a students, the graduate students, and then his major was a filmmaking. Obviously he doesn't have any programming experience, but he was getting A's, and then he aced my midterm and final exam. So I told him, so could you please tell me how you studied this course? And he told me that he first tried to finish the lab without watching my lecture video, okay? And then he only watched my lecture video on the labs. I'm talking about the lab, not the sections. I'm talking about the lab, right? He told me that he spent a couple of hours, and then if he cannot finish the lab, then he watched my lecture video for help. Right? So I want you to do the same thing. I'm talking about the lab, not the sections. So yes, so I want you to please first try to finish the lab without watching my lecture video, right? And then if you are done, then that's good. And you spend, let's say, 1 hour, 2 hours, and still you cannot figure the problem, then you can take a look at my lecture video on labs, okay? So that's the best way. And then, so I explained about the homework assignment. That's the homework assignment, basically. And then you will have the attendance quiz. So if you go to the your class website, this attendance chapter 3.1 will be available after 3 p.m. today, right? So you can the due date is this Friday, and the section is Zai book section 3.1 and 3.2. Okay, so first, so this is the what you have to do. You already finished 3.1, right? So right after you finish 3.2, list the basics, your task is to what? Your task is to take this attendance quiz, because this attendance quiz is based on the section 3.1 and 3.2. Okay? So first I want you to finish Zai book section 3.1 and 3.2, the least basic, right? And then take the quiz before what? Before the Friday, right? Okay, so that's what you have to do. Any questions about this homework assignment? Okay, so it seems like no one has. Okay, it's like I don't have any questions. So I'm gonna stop recording my announcement.